It is Thursday, and I'm off, and I'm not working. Yeah, I mentioned in one of my previous vlogs recently that I think it was the trip to Glasgow with Ed, Andy and Alex, that I was off to do an IAM skills day. So that day has arrived. Now, I'm not sure if this will make it to the channel because it's questionable whether I'm allowed to film whilst there. But yeah, I thought I'd just bring the cameras, bring the gear. Another chance to play around with the DJI Mic 3. Hopefully by the time you see this, that video will be live. It's the longest, least focused comparison review video you'll ever have seen, and you'll probably learn nothing from it. However, I had good fun making it, and that is what it is all about, getting out on your bike. And yeah, I enjoy talking to you guys. I wish there was a bit more feedback, but yeah, I think given the average length of watch of most videos, most people certainly do not sit and watch them from start to finish like I tend to do. Not my own videos, I mean other people's. So yeah. Anyway, IAM Skills Day. So what is it all about? I mean, very simplistically, it's about building your skills in a safe environment. So we're doing it at Knockhill racetrack. I want to say racetrack. It's not a track day. Knockhill is obviously a track, and even those of you down south will probably have heard of Knockhill. So yeah, I'm not sure why my cable thinks there's water in there. There's definitely not. But yeah, so it's a bit of an odd one. It's a sort of 12 o'clock start and 8 o'clock finish this evening. So yeah, premise is that we arrive, register between 11:30 and 12, and then we at 12 o'clock will get split into groups, A, B and C. A being the most confident, have done sort of time on track, used to fast speeds. B, middle of the road, and C, first time, not done a skills day, not necessarily IAM associate or having done the test. So it is open to everyone, which is nice. I have it in good authority. There will be about 100 people there. Jason, who was my observer, and he is leading one of the groups. So I asked him where he thought, knowing my riding, I should pitch myself level-wise, and he said Group B. I was going to put myself firmly in Group C. But yeah, he says just stick yourself in Group B. He's also doing Group B. Now, if there are 100 people, and there are only 4 people per group, it means there's going to be a lot of groups in A, B and C. So I may not get Jason as one of the B instructors, but yeah, it'd be nice if it did. He knows me, I know him, and yeah. That is that. So yeah, so we'll just be split up into groups. They reckon you do probably about 100 miles on track over the day, or certainly to have enough fuel for that. And then, you know, there are workshops inside. Yeah, they just try and make it interesting and varied. You're not going to be on track all the time. There's definitely not enough room to have everyone on. So yeah, that is that. Should be a good day. So I'm just heading across the A90 to onto the 91, stop at Kinross for some fuel, and then up to Knockhill. Yeah. It's obviously quite windy here last night. So what else has been happening? I don't think there's much been happening. I released my Aviemore vlog, which was something a bit different. It's just me doing a bit of casual vlogging up in my favourite place in Scotland. Again, don't expect it to get many views. Yeah, just working away. Cleaned the bike on Sunday because she was minging. Got some interesting feedback on one of my vlogs. I think it was the Glasgow vlog. A chap couldn't work out his name from his username. Began with S. If you're watching, you know who you are. Some interesting feedback, and you know, I welcome all feedback. Who said he usually enjoys watching my stuff, but didn't enjoy the Glasgow and Loch Lomond and the Lochs video because we were on group comms, and he could only obviously hear one side of the conversation, which is an obvious one that frustrates me because I've still not found a proper solution to that. In terms of being able to record group comms. I mean, there is a fully wired solution, but I don't know. For all the time that I use it, maybe I should invest in using my lav mic to record. I thought about using my other mic, DJI Mic 3, and trying to put it against inside and use that, because I've got the two mics. Again, not ideal. Probably quite annoying, I imagine, whilst it is small and it wouldn't need the dead cat on it. Having it secured to one of the speakers of my Cardo, yeah, maybe worth a shot. Or I could I just don't know, the fully wired solution into the camera, just a faff. What else this week? Well, actually, whilst I think about that, because I was, after the comment, I did go off and do some more research on cyclists, on solutions, and I came across a chap called Robert Baldinger. Now, those of you who know your motorcycle vlogs, I've followed him for quite a while, and was catching up with my boss last Friday, who's in Manchester, and he was talking about a company called eMarketeer. And so whilst he was on the phone, I looked at the website, and then I looked at the leadership team, and there's a chap called Robert Baldinger, and I was like, no, can't be. Anyway, I said, do you know Robert? And he said, yeah, great guy. You'll like him, Dave, he's very into his bikes. And I went, he doesn't have a YouTube channel, does he? And he went, yeah, he does. What a small world, because Robert's based in Sweden, I think. So yeah, very strange to put two and two together and actually get four, because I'm shit at maths. But yeah, so I connected with Robert, and that got me looking at his channel again, and that's where I found him doing group comm recording video. And his solution, having tried many, is still just a hardwire into the camera with a splitter which records both your mic and the lav mic that's taped to the speaker hearing your Cardo comms. So yeah, there is still not a brilliant solution for that. Okay, so quick fuel stop and grabbed some lunch at Kinross. And it's 11:15. Should get there perfectly on time for past. Look where you want to go, David. Not straight ahead at the ground, because that's only going to put you one way. Anyway, the rain has abated, which is good. Although, having said that, looking ahead, that looks very like lots of rain over Knockhill, which is, I think from memory, basically sort of exactly where those rain shower clouds are. Quite a few bikers fueling up as well. So yeah, I thought I'd take you up to Knockhill. We can see what you think. As I say, not sure how much filming I'm actually gonna get to do, be allowed to do. Busy helping my old man at the moment choose a new car. As an accountant, he has zero interest in cars and just sees them as massive depreciating assets. So, yeah, it's far from the most exciting car search I've been asked to do. I think I've managed to push him away from a Kia Sportage and into a VW Tiguan, or Tigan as he calls them. Trying to get him to pronounce that properly as well. Yeah, I think may not be his last car, aged 76. I think he's about 76. But judging by his driving and his propensity to smash the brake pedal way too early, I'd say if not his last car, it will be one of his last cars. So yeah, it won't be a particularly high-spec Tiguan, but been looking at the local VW garage in Perth for him, and also looking at CarWow to see what offers there are. So I think, as I've said in many a vlog, riding in the rain is not my favourite. Just, I don't know, I put it down to, well, experience on my road bike doing the tap and coming hearing down a hill, stupidly slamming on the brakes, and the bike just went from under me. So I think that sticks in my head, and so yeah, I'm just a lot less confident in the rain. It's the only thing I can really put it down to, and obviously knowing that there is a lack of grip, but you know, I know that the bike's a lot more capable than I am. And yeah, it was more than a little shower, and I'm glad I've got my summer gloves on. They'll be soaked by the time I get to Knockhill. I have brought a spare change of clothes in case we do get soaked over the day. Would be nice if it wasn't like this all day. Anyway, I think my point is that it will be good to get some experience on the track in a safe environment in the wet and try and push myself a bit more, build that confidence in the wet. So
Okay, so I totally forgot to hit record just before exiting the pit lane, but anyway, we went out in a group of 4. I think there were 4 or 5 of us, 5 in the end, and this is our first lap. We all got 1 lap behind Jason and then rotated. This is the beginning of my first lap, and yeah, safe to say was breaking it. You can see it's wet, but dry lines are definitely appearing. Certainly into Duffus Dip. There's a nice dry line here. All very slow paced. Jason is pointing out the cones. Actually very similar to lines you take in the car, but this bottom section I really struggled with, just throwing the bike in, you know, whereas in a car you have so much more confidence. So yeah, I did struggle with this throughout the day, to be honest. I noticed, and I'll try and show it in other clips, that really struggled throwing the bike in here. Obviously wet, trying not to touch any paint, but yeah, would be gapped massively here. And then at the beginning here, you can see they've put a sort of faux chicane out, so that's Jason waving to try and slow me down. About halfway through the day they took that out to try and stop, I guess.
excellent, starting to rain. Excellent, starting to rain.
Yeah, so that was my first lap. As you will see, it just started to rain and got worse for a while, then stopped. There goes transition changeover, so I go to the back. So the weather was mixed pretty much the whole day, from sort of when we got on track about 1 through till about 7 was either dry, sort of raining, or...
Ooh, first gear. What the fuck, Dave? Threw that off badly.
Yeah, and as you'll see, I A lot of this was about finding the right gears, the right corners, what worked, what didn't work. I certainly found out what didn't work a lot of the time. Yeah, just through this back session was really slow. And I could see myself getting gapped every lap.
I was just about to say...
It probably took me until the last...
Actually feeling okay, and then I threw it into first gear.
So I can see that I'm getting gapped here. More evident later on. Anyway, I'll try and condense down the laps, just try and find some good ones and put those in.
Whew. Wow. It's probably the quietest I've ever been. Well, that was something. Don't know how I feel about that. I know where there's parts that I'm quick, and I know there's parts, quick, feeling reasonably confident, and bits that I need to work on, which are in the bottom half of the track. Thank you, Squire. Whew, yeah. Anyway, I shall finish recording then. Okay, so we're going out again, and I didn't obviously hit record, which means you didn't get to see how nervous I was first time. I hit record halfway around when the camera powered off. Anyway, we are now going to be leading, in that group of four, we're now going to be leading our group, taking turns, doing rotations. So it's up to us to set the pace. Parts of the circuit I know where I'm okay at, other parts not so much. Anyway, let's just get this done. My battery is about to die, so you might get 1 or 2 laps. Jasp is going to do 1 or 2 laps. We're focusing on positioning this time, so making sure we are putting into practice counter steering. Definitely get dropped here every time. Ooh, that wind. I'm okay with that corner. Okay with that corner. Brakes, off the brakes, in. Here. It's just there. It must be through the S's. I always get dropped in this back straight. Whee! That's shocking. Really bad line there. Come on, loosey goosey, hey, loosey goosey. Slow round there, Dave, slow. Right, braking and counter steering. It's the focus of the moment. And doing your helmet up, David. Leaning in, leaning in, leaning in. Okay, so this is session number 3. We are, as I said, focused on braking. So we're going to do some hard braking to see how the bike reacts on the faster straights. I still need to really work on counter steering, looking into the bend. Yeah, lots to take in. I thought rather than hanging at the back, I would go first after Jason's done his lap. A few ominous looking clouds behind us. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. That was shocking! Oh yeah, fuck it, it's my turn. This will be interesting. Oh, we're slow, we're slow. And that's a red flag. I don't know, hopefully it's just because it's too wet, I think. Not for any other reason. Assume that's just weather.
I'm not sure. The two guys on here, so I hope they didn't have a spill.
Oh, fuck. No. Two guys, three.
Normally with the weather, they just yellow it.
Well, it was a green.
Pardon?
There was a green, and then it went to red.
Yeah.
Oh, fingers crossed. Okay, well, that was interesting. One of the guys in our group had it off. Like he was one behind me, two behind me actually, and yeah, so his bike is a little bruised. Other than that, all good. Fucking before the next big rain cloud comes.
So what we're looking for here is the sequence. So looking for braking to slow you down, finish the braking, change gear, let the bike settle, and then steer. So braking, then gear, let the bike settle, and then steer. So you're going to be looking now at that cone and going, if I've got to steer at the cone, I'll get my braking done, change gear if I'm going to, let the bike settle for a fraction, just so it's all calm, and then steer. What you don't want to be doing is trying to steer when you're trying to change gear, or maybe trying to get the brake on. So get the brakes on, get the bike slow down, get the correct gear, let the bike settle for a fraction, and then steer. So brake, gear, settle, steer.
And
Gear, settle, steer.
we're encouraged to try different gears.
Yeah, so... yeah, if you're happy with that, then... Oh, didn't it? Yeah, it's possible. Good on you.
Okay, so you probably heard all that. Yeah. More of the same. Take my phone off. Don't want distracted. Sorry, I keep forgetting that my camera is on my bars. Anyway, I will switch it back on when we head into session 4. Hopefully without some rain this time. Okay, here we are, session 4. Track is drying. So there's more rain coming in though, sadly. They say you should do something that gets you out your comfort zone every day. Well, for this week, this is it. Ooh, here comes the rain. was good. Dryish. Okay, so we're playing a bit of cat and mouse. Final 2 sessions, just had a break for dinner. And yeah, we are playing Chase the Instructor. And I forget you're not on my chin, so you can't see, but he's over there, Jason. So yeah, the aim of the game is to get past Jason on track safely. And yeah, see how we get on. So final 2 sessions, and we are looking at 15 minutes each session. We obviously had 15-minute brief, 15 minutes on track, and then a 15-minute debrief. So yeah, arrived here at 11:30, be leaving here about 8 o'clock. Quite a long day. And you probably get 5 minutes to have a break. But it's been really, really well organized, so fair play to IAM. God, that thing looks so uncomfy. He's quite small though, he fits at 12.
Watch the chicane. When it's slipping down there, after you come out of Duffers and go left and right,
Yeah.
watch that chicane there, that's the thing when they come off again. It must be slippy.
Okay. Here goes nothing. Counter steering, looking into the corner. What else was there? What else was there? Just get my confidence up down that bottom part of the track. good. It was good fun. So, final session, and we are doing more of the same, playing catchy that guy. So yes, last session was really good, actually, really enjoyed that. Jason has said to me, my right-handers is why, like down the bottom, I know I'm slowing down. It's because I'm rolling off the throttle too much, slowing me down, the bike's straightening up, so he said more positive throttle input into my right-handers will help me stop losing, I guess, pace, obviously. But yeah. So yeah, battery's just about to die, so probably get a couple of laps, and then that'll be me. Been a long old day, but good fun, really good fun. Never did I think I would be on Knockhill on a 1250 tractor. But yeah, she's not the lightest, but still good fun. Hopefully this rain holds off. Ideally till I get home. So yeah, I think Group B was probably the right group. Good pace, good bunch of riders with me. I'll go for a bit of dynamic, take it off-road, as in off-road mode, not off-road mode. Okay, and we are good to go. That is us leaving Knockers. What a great experience. I think my overwhelming thoughts are, A, I never thought I'd buy a GS and then end up tracking it. Not in a million years. But that was not a proper bike track day, as you know. And yeah, it was very well run. IAM did a top job there. Every session ran on time, and just very well organised. Very pleased I got Jason. He's such a good instructor. And yeah, a really nice bunch of lads actually. All fairly similar experience. We were unfortunate that Magic did come off in the rain, but you know, absolute fair play to him. He owned up and said he just gave it too much beans out of a very wet corner, and yeah, that was that for him, unfortunately. But again, give him his due. He got, after being checked over, straight back on it, and yeah, was out with us in the next session. So, and was not exactly hanging about. So yeah, it's good. Be interesting to watch the footage. I suspect that it will be dull as dishwater to anyone else, but it was, yeah, really good fun, well worth doing. And do you know, I think the one thing I really wanted from today was just to see, you know, in a safe environment, relatively safe environment, much safer than the public road, is just to see what I can do in my bike. Talk to you guys about not enjoying riding in the wet. We did some riding in the wet. Yeah, confidence level slightly built, I would say. Just being able to see, sort of leaning into corners, seeing how the bike reacts. You know, at no point did I push this bike to anywhere near its capabilities. No traction light flashing, no nothing. So yeah, I mean, don't think I have anything to worry about in terms of outperforming the bike. Has made me perhaps want a wee sports bike though. Yeah, would it make a big difference to me? Probably not. Would it be a hell of a lot less comfortable than this? Yeah. I mean, watching that chap on his little 600RR, I mean, he was quite a small guy anyway, slightly built, so it was probably the perfect bike for him. Compared to your 15-stone beast, me, and yeah, this big tank, which reminds me, don't go fill your tank full on a 30-litre bike and then rag it round Knockhill. What I should have done is had enough to do me and then filled up on the way home. But alas, a smarter person would have thought of that, not I. Anyway, really good experience. It was surprising how many people came from all over the place. Quite a few people from Aberdeen and Morayshire who'd come down yesterday, stayed the night. Some also staying the night tonight and then heading back tomorrow. 3 days. You know, it wasn't a cheap course. I think I said 260. Perhaps slightly less than that, but day off work, I'd say absolutely worthwhile. And again, just sort of the basics that I learned in IAM is a lot of it is just reinforcing reinforcing it in a track scenario like that. You're still doing IPSGA, information, positioning, speed, gear, and acceleration. But, you know, in a track situation like that, you're not using your mirrors. There's nobody about to step out in the road. The last couple of sessions, which were overtaking the instructor, you did have to use your mirrors a bit more. But again, not hugely. So, yeah, that was that. But no, thoroughly enjoyed it. If you can get yourself on a skills day on a track, then I would definitely advise it. Yeah, that is that really. I can't think of any other takeaways. Good fun, hopefully. Well, would have used my tyre a bit more than I usually do on the road. But yeah, nothing excessive, didn't burn through. Looks like I've done a quarter of a tank, just over a quarter of a tank. So yeah, not too bad at all. Is that Jason behind me? Make sure I've cancelled my indicators. It was indeed Jason. Anyway, guys, I shall leave it there. Sorry, that was probably, I forgot the camera was on. Pretty tired, 8 o'clock. Left the house at 10:15. Long old day. Thankfully did manage to get something to eat. I can save my cheeky wee chicken and bacon M&S sandwich for the butter. Yeah, so I will see you guys soon. This may make the light of day, it may not. But until the next time, I bid you farewell.